Soapies. I hope that you had a great week. I wanted to take this opportunity and share with you some public figures that have influenced me throughout the last few years. Something that has become super important to me is to be a positive force in the world. I wanted to share with you some of my favorite influencers that also have that shared mindset, and they inspire not only me but people all across the world. This video is not in any way, shape, or form sponsored by anyone. These people have no idea whatsoever that I am doing this video. And it's also important to know that these people are not ranked in any way, shape, or form. This order is just the order that they came to mind in. So without further ado, let's get started. The first person on my list is Fallon Taylor. Fallon documents her life as a professional barrel racer, and she takes us behind the scenes for not only her life on the road, her life at home, but also her life with owning multiple businesses, running a farm, a breeding program for her horses, and just overall everything that she does. Her clothing line, Dressin, has some of the top-notch competitive wear for showing horses that you have ever seen. These designs are just out of this world. They're bright. They're totally not something that you would normally see. Like, they're just genuine and adventurous. She's the kind of trailblazer that leaves every single sporting event that she competes in wondering what in the world just happened to them and if they will ever be the same again. Something that really inspires me about her is that she has built these companies from the ground up. Literally, like her clothing line, she started it in a trailer and now it's in a huge warehouse and they sell out all the time. Like, it's just wonderful. It's wonderful to see as a fellow business owner and entrepreneur. These are goals that all of us have, and it's just wonderful to see someone accomplishing those goals. And most importantly, just something to note is that she has accomplished these goals by having a wonderful group of friends and family that have helped her. They've helped her accomplish these goals, and it just shows you that having a good supportive team around you, whether that's family members or friends or a combination of both, can really be impactful, and it can be one of the most important tools that you have. In the description below, you'll find a link to Fallon Taylor's YouTube channel. If you're not following her on social media, you definitely are missing out, and you need to change that in your life. You can find her on Instagram at Fallon Taylor 2. Next up on our list is Royalty Soaps. Now, this isn't particularly one person, but it kind of is. So Katy Carson is the founder of Royalty Soaps. She built that company out of her parents' house when she was, I believe, around the age of like 16. And she is flat out a genius soap artist. I personally have been following her for several years. She is one of a handful of soap makers that actually taught me how to make soap via YouTube. And she's one of the greats in this industry that everyone knows of. I have truly enjoyed watching her business expand as she incorporates more of her family members and just gets to do these great things. Again, she's achieving goals that I've kind of set for myself in the future, so it's just wonderful to see someone accomplishing the goals that are very clearly things that they didn't think would ever happen. They were just far-fetched things that they wanted to accomplish in life. She has created things that have completely changed the soaping industry. Let's be honest, no one ever would have thought that putting soap in piping bags like you're piping frosting on a cake would have become a huge trend, and it just completely transformed the soap making industry. Soap frosting is a thing now. She has a club that she sends supplies to every month. Like, that's just amazing. I know that I personally love putting soap frosting on my soaps, and it's something that's challenging and just very enjoyable to see when you cut it open, and it just thinking looks cool. If you're not currently following Royalty Soaps, the Earl of Suds, which is her brother, or Katy Carson on Instagram. You definitely need to be following them on all of the social media that you use. The next one is Red Poppy Ranch. Heath and his wife Cedar are truly wonderful, genuine people, and they are some of my favorite people to watch when I feel like my goals are not achievable. This wonderful family has built their home completely from scratch, and I've been watching them since before the house was even started. I cannot wait to see what they do with their farm. I know that this next summer they're going to be building onto their workshop, which they have like the foundation done on already, but they didn't get to work on it at all during the winter. They live in Idaho. It snows a lot there. Oh my gosh, if you watch the most recent video, the snow's piled up like it's got to be like knee high. They don't really show you that like a measurement on a person, but it just looks like it's got to be knee high snow, and I just could not imagine that. Like, I don't understand how they got anything done this winter, but they did, and it's just wonderful to see them accomplish their goals. You can find them on Instagram at Red Poppy Ranch, and again, their link will be below in the description. The next one, and I'm really excited for this one, is Guildbrook Farms. I started watching Jamie and her husband several years ago. I wanted to learn how to can and preserve food. That's something that's really important to me, is just to know how to can and preserve food. I want to be able to provide it for my family if ever something happens to where we don't have electricity. Like, we live in Tornado Alley, so that's a possibility for us, is to not have electricity and to need to preserve food and keep it in a way that does not need refrigeration. I've watched them shop for property. I think they bought a couple and ended up having to sell them because it just wasn't going to be a great fit for them in the end. And I watched them shop for the property that they're currently on. Jamie has taught herself to be a pastel artist, and she's now doing commissioned artwork. That's something that she started within the last year, and I've watched her build that company up, and I just think that that's so cool. They are currently in the middle of building their house, so if seeing things like that is something that you're really interested in, you definitely need to watch the videos that they've done over the past 6 months about building their house and the foundation and everything. That way you're caught up, and definitely watch the next videos that they'll be doing over the next year. Once again, this is one of those channels that I really enjoy watching, especially when I don't feel like my goals are accomplishable. The things that these people are accomplishing in their lives are just, they're just out there. There's so many people who don't do things like this and always wish that they had. And these people are going out and grabbing life by the horns and just accomplishing so much. You can find a link to their YouTube channel in the description below as well, or you can find them on Instagram at Guildbrook Farm or at Guildbrook Art. And last but not least is the Kilchers. Now, if you've ever seen Alaska's Last Frontier, you know the family that I'm talking about. I love the Kilchers. It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they are related to one of my favorite singers, Jewel. I had no idea until years after I had been watching this show. I've been watching this show since the day that they first aired. Like, I think I was in middle school. I think at this point in the video, we've kind of come to an understanding, you and I, that homesteading is something that I'm very passionate about, and it's important that you know that I've been hunting and doing things along the lines of homesteading since about the time that I could walk. It's one of my favorite things to participate in ever. This show in particularly has influenced me in ways beyond my imagination. I truly love to watch the women in this family go to realms and claim them far beyond their work in the kitchen or in the garden. Although personally I am very envious of Eve Kilcher's high tunnel garden. Like, she has taken that beyond, and I am jealous. If you're curious to see some of the things that I'm talking about with the Kilcher family, make sure that you download the Discovery Channel app and watch past episodes because they're currently not releasing new ones. But you can find new seasons of Alaska's Last Frontier on Discovery Channel. Just keep an eye out a few months from now because they just finished a season. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next week at 6 p.m. on Friday. Don't forget to have a great week.